everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Emma, and with me, as always, is my amazing co-host, James.
Hey there, everyone. It's great to be back. Today's topic is something that almost everyone deals with at some point in life: public speaking. Whether you're giving a class presentation, a business pitch, or a wedding speech, speaking in front of people can be both exciting and terrifying.
Oh, definitely. I remember the first time I spoke in front of a big audience. My hands were shaking, my voice was trembling, and I just wanted to disappear. But now, I actually love it. So today, we're going to talk about how to transform fear into confidence and how to speak powerfully in public.
Exactly. We'll discuss tips, strategies, real experiences, and common mistakes to avoid. So grab your coffee or your notebook, and let's dive deep into the world of public speaking mastery.
Let's start by asking the big question. Why does public speaking matter so much?
That's a great question. Public speaking is more than just standing in front of people. It's about communication, influence, and leadership. When you speak well, you can inspire others, share your ideas, and create real change.
Exactly. Think about people like Martin Luther King Jr., Steve Jobs, or Malala Yousafzai. Their words moved people. Their speeches didn't just inform, they inspired.
Yes, and even if you're not trying to lead a movement, being able to express your thoughts clearly is a powerful skill. Whether you're giving a class presentation, a job interview, or even just introducing yourself in a meeting, communication is key.
So true. Good public speaking can open doors in your career, boost your confidence, and help you connect with others. It's truly a life skill.
Let's be honest, most people are scared of public speaking. Some studies say people fear it even more than death.
Yes, I've read that too. The technical term is glossophobia, which means fear of public speaking. But why do people feel that fear so strongly?
It's actually very human. Our brains are wired to fear rejection. When we speak in front of a crowd, we worry, what if I forget my words? Or what if people laugh at me?
Exactly. But here's the truth. Everyone feels nervous. Even professional speakers get butterflies. The difference is that they've learned to manage those feelings.
Right. The goal isn't to remove fear completely, it's to control it. A little nervous energy can actually help you perform better because it keeps you alert and focused.
That's a great point. Nervousness can become energy. You can channel it into enthusiasm and passion instead of panic. Let's move on to something super important, preparation. I believe confidence starts before you even get on stage.
Absolutely. The better prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel. Preparation involves knowing your content, practicing your delivery, and planning for your audience.
Right. One of my favorite tips is to structure your speech into 3 parts: introduction, grab attention, body, explain your main points, and conclusion, summarize and inspire action.
That's the classic and most effective structure. And remember, your introduction is crucial. It sets the tone. You can start with a question, a story, a statistic, or even humor.
For example, if your topic is about time management, you could start by saying, "Have you ever wished a day had 30 hours?" That instantly connects with the audience.
Exactly. And then in the body, make sure your points flow logically. Don't overload your listeners with too many ideas. 3 key points are usually perfect.
And end strong. People often remember the last thing you say. End with a call to action, a quote, or something emotional.
Let's talk about practice. There's a saying, amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong.
I love that quote. Practice is truly everything. You can practice in front of a mirror, record yourself, or even speak to your pet. Anything to rehearse your speech.
Yes, and one great tip is to record your voice and listen to it. You'll notice your tone, your pacing, and if you're using filler words like or like.
That's such a good idea. And you can also practice timing. If you have 10 minutes to speak, make sure your speech fits that time limit.
Also, practice your body language. Stand tall, make eye contact, and use natural gestures. Your body speaks even before your words do.
You mentioned body language. Let's dive into that. It's a huge part of communication.
Yes, Actually, research says that more than 50% of communication is nonverbal. So your posture, gestures, and facial expressions matter a lot.
Exactly. If you slouch or avoid eye contact, people might think you're nervous or unsure. But when you stand upright and smile, you instantly look confident.
And don't forget voice control, your tone, volume, and speed. A clear, warm tone makes people want to listen.
A great technique is vocal variety, changing your tone and speed to emphasize key points. If you speak in one flat tone, the audience will get bored.
Right, add pauses too. Silence can be powerful. It lets the audience reflect and builds anticipation.
Now let's talk about keeping the audience engaged, because even the best content won't work if people stop listening.
True. Engagement is about connection. You can ask questions, tell stories, or use examples that people relate to.
Stories are my favorite. Humans are wired to love stories. They help your message stick.
Yes, people might forget facts, but they remember stories. Use personal experiences or anecdotes that support your point.
And interact with the audience. Ask, raise your hand if you've ever, or can you imagine what that feels like? Those questions make them part of the talk.
Exactly. And remember to read the room. Notice if people look confused or bored. Adjust your tone or pacing as needed.
All right, let's face it. Everyone makes mistakes on stage. Maybe you forget a line or say something wrong. What should you do?
First, don't panic. Most of the time, the audience doesn't even notice. Just pause, smile, and continue.
Yes, and if you completely forget, take a deep breath, look at your notes, and pick up from where you left off. Don't apologize too much. It draws attention to the mistake.
Exactly. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about staying calm when things go wrong.
So true. I once completely blanked in the middle of a speech. I just smiled and said, let me take a moment to make sure I say this right. The audience actually appreciated it.
That's a perfect recovery. Authenticity always wins.
Let's talk about the mental side, building confidence, because that's often the hardest part.
Yes, confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The first few times you speak might feel scary, but it gets easier.
One thing that helped me was positive self-talk. Instead of saying, I'm going to mess up, I say, I'm going to do great. It really changes your mindset.
That's powerful. Also, focus on the message, not yourself. When you think, I hope they like me, you get nervous. But if you think, I hope this helps them, your fear disappears.
Exactly. It's not about you. It's about your audience. You're giving them something valuable.
Let's share some real-life examples. Do you remember your first big public speaking event, Emma?
Oh, yes. It was during college. I had to speak at a student conference in front of 200 people. I practiced for weeks, but when I stood on stage, my hands were trembling. Still, once I started, the fear melted away. The audience smiled, nodded, and I finished strong.
That's a great story. My first was similar. I gave a presentation at work, and my slides froze halfway through. I had to improvise. I realized people were more interested in what I said than the slides.
Exactly. Mistakes often make you more relatable. People love authenticity. Let's move to some advanced tips for those who want to level up their speaking.
Good idea. One technique is story looping. Start your speech with a story, leave it unfinished, and come back to it at the end. It keeps the audience curious.
That's brilliant. Another is the rule of 3. People remember information better in groups of 3. For example, to be successful, you need vision, passion, and persistence.
Yes, and you can also use repetition for emphasis. Repeat key phrases like, you can do it, you can grow, you can change. It sticks in the mind.
Great tip. And one more, use visuals wisely. Slides should support your message, not distract from it. Keep them clean and simple.
Now, public speaking doesn't only mean big stages. You might speak in a classroom, a business meeting, or even online.
Yes, and each setting has its own style. In meetings, be concise and confident. In classrooms, be friendly and clear. Online, use your tone and facial expressions more because people can't always see your full body.
Exactly. And remember to adjust your language. Formal for business, conversational for casual talks.
And always, always respect your audience's time and culture. Know who you're talking to. What about when people ask questions? That can be scary too.
It can be. But here's the secret. You don't have to know everything. If you don't know an answer, just say, "That's an interesting question. I'll look into it." That's perfectly fine.
Exactly. Honesty builds trust. And if you get a difficult or rude question, stay calm and respectful. Respond with grace.
Yes, and thank them for asking. That shows confidence and professionalism.
All right, James, we've covered a lot today. Let's summarize the main takeaways for our listeners.
Sure. Everyone gets nervous. It's normal. Preparation builds confidence. Practice until you feel natural. Body language and voice matter. Engage with your audience. Mistakes are okay. Stay calm and focus on your message, not yourself.
Perfect summary. And I'll add one more. Enjoy the process. Speaking in public is not just about delivering information. It's about connecting, inspiring, and growing.
Exactly. The more you speak, the better you'll become. Every speech is a step toward becoming your best self.
And that wraps up today's episode on mastering the art of public speaking.
We hope this episode gave you practical tools and motivation to take your communication skills to the next level.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who want to improve their speaking confidence.
And remember, your voice matters. Speak up, speak clearly, and speak with heart.
Thanks for listening to the English Growth Podcast. See you next time.
Take care and keep speaking confidently.